Hello! Welcome to the Noesis Guide for Choreography and Source. In this tutorial, we will teach you how to use the software development kit for the Source engine to animate your own movies. And one thing I should clear up right away is that this guide is meant to complement another one we're releasing called Source Machinima Cinematography. Both of these guides are about making machinima, but this one is focused solely on animation and creating scenes inside the game. The other one focuses on all other aspects of production, like writing, filming, editing, etc. So I hope you bought the right one. The other one is more fun than this one. It covers a lot of guidelines and more topics. This guide is the harder one, but it will teach you how to really use the engine to create scenes and animations, which is no small task. Okay, I imagine you know this if you bought the guide, but it's worth going over what the word machinima actually means. It's not in the dictionary. I'm not sure what the origin is, but I've heard it's a combination of the words machine and cinema. There's also some dispute about the definition, but I'm going to define it as movies made using a game engine. In this case, we're using one of the best, the Source engine by Valve Software. This is one of the best engines you can use for creating your own custom content. Most other games that you can modify require a bunch of third-party software in order to do much with them. With the Source engine, it includes a software development kit. This really opens up your options without having to learn a lot of other software. In this guide, you'll be able to learn how to create scenes inside the game, add props and characters, create animations for your characters, learn how to move people and objects around, create facial expressions, do lip syncing, and a few other miscellaneous things. Now the people at Noesis said I should tell you a little bit about myself in the introduction here, which I took to mean as, explain why you're qualified to teach this guide in the first place. Well, my name is Ross Scott. At the moment I work doing various odd jobs, and by doing contract work like this. I've been working with the Source engine since 2006, so that hasn't been a very long time, but I've definitely put in a whole lot of hours in learning it and using it since then. The reason I'm sitting here narrating this right now is because I used the Source engine to create my own machinima with it. The main series I've been working on is called Civil Protection. It's a comedy series that takes place in the game Half-Life 2 about some of the law enforcement officers. This has gotten more publicity than I ever expected, and it's also doubled as a portfolio for me, which is why Noesis contacted me about making this guide. Today, I'm up to my neck in the Source engine, so I'm going to do my best to pass some of that knowledge on to you. One thing that you might find interesting is that I started to make movies in Half-Life 2 not because I'm a die-hard Half-Life fan with the lambda symbol tattooed on my forehead, but because of the engine. I originally just wanted to have two faceless guys having funny conversations, and researched what the best game was for that at the time. Well, once I started fiddling with the tools available in the software development kit, it was really a no-brainer. I mean, a lot of games have good map editors out there, but Half-Life 2 is the only one I came across that would let me animate characters without having to learn serious modeling software like XSI or Maya. While the series is still evolving in terms of what I can accomplish, between these two guides from Noesis, you'll know everything about the Source engine I did and more when I made my first episode of Civil Protection. It took me quite a while to learn enough of the software development kit just to get started. I had to scour the far corners of the internet and ask a lot of questions to find the information I wanted. If I had had a guide like this when I was learning it, it would have literally saved me weeks of time. And to prove to you that you can really make machinima with this guide, we've also worked to create a short feature for you to go with it. It's called Galaxy Gulp. It's a comedy with a few skits in a very random environment. The prompt for this video is that since Noesis had produced several other guides, we wanted to show off some of the models from their previous ones. Unfortunately, they were so different from one another and had no one single theme that it was tricky to find a setting for them that would make sense. So the end result is pretty strange, but that's the idea. We're going to play this video next. Just watch it and enjoy it for now. Then when we come back, we'll discuss how this ties into the rest of the guide.